Hey, it is Friday. Yeah? Yeah. That, that feels right. It doesn't look it, but it was absolutely fucking chucking it down earlier today, but now it's nice. Yeah. Today is another day. I did an amount of uni work. I am that much closer to being fucking finished. And that's all I can ask for at this stage. It is work time once again, because this is what my life is. Let's go. That's another fun-filled day of theatre. Should we go with theatre? Let's go with theatre. Done. So, one more show down. Only 8 to go. 2 tomorrow, and then 6. Yeah, that's 8. 8 tomorrow. 8 to go. So get excited for that. I know I am a little bit. Just a little teeny bit excited for the concept of being done. Mainly just the completion. Yeah. Stack another one up for uneventful day on the vlog. Yet again. It's always a joy. Alright, I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich because I'm hungry. But not as hungry as normal because I had a bigger, later lunch. I was smart today. Hey, I wanted to finish today by talking about something that I've been doing recently. And it's about to get real weeby up in here. So if that's not your thing, then I guess I'll see you tomorrow. While at work, I've got some time to sit around, mainly before we get started, and at several points downtime in the show. And I've seen the show so often now, and I spent a lot of time sitting around that during tech 2 weeks ago, I picked up a new manga. Like, I read a couple, I keep up to date with a couple religiously, so, like, what am I reading at the moment on loop? My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, Spy Family, and Chainsaw Man are, like, my 4 on-the-go, consistent updates, weekly reads, or monthly, in terms of Dragon Ball. I have a whole load of opinions about Dragon Ball Super, which we'll go into another time. But I was like, oh man, I want to read something while I've sitting around and got all this time. And I heard good things about it, so I started reading Dr. Stone, which finished last year. Yeah, the final chapter came out like last July. And I'd heard stuff about the anime, and I'd heard good things from John, who's been on the vlog a couple times. He's the only person I consciously know. No, I actually know that's watched it. And he said the concept of the anime was interesting, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna, I'll read like the first 5 chapters of this. What could go wrong? So it turns out it was really good, and I just finished it like 5 minutes before I started filming this. Yeah, so 232 chapters, and I read the whole thing in like 2 weeks, which is a little concerning for me. I didn't just read it at work. Like I've had other free time. I've been reading it like the evening and stuff. But I've been averaging, like 20 chapters a day. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really liked the whole point about it was making about science. It's really cool. A lot of the science experiments that they actually do in the manga, and I guess in the anime as well, is actual science that you could replicate. This is going to have mild spoilers for Dr. Stone, so if you're watching the anime, yeah, the science angle was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. I was the first chapter when they introduced all the main characters. I was like, oh, the fucking meathead is the main character because he's strong. Lol, no. The Shonen character is the scientist that can remember fucking everything about science from every single discipline. I don't know if that's more or less believable than Goku being able to punch through mountains, but fucking, it was neat. I thought it got a little crazy at the end. Like, they spend a lot of time, like, making the simple stuff. And that's how the science works, is that they made a whole lot of time making the simple stuff, and then once they started getting complicated stuff, it got quicker and quicker and quicker. It also cut out a load of the time they spent gathering materials towards the end. Like, there's an entire year's worth of content that takes place over, like, 5 chapters. Because it's like, okay, we're going to Spain, we need this thing, and then we're going to go to India, and then we're going to go to Australia, and we're going to go to Indonesia. Alright, neat. And that was like 5 to 7 chapters, and that took a whole year. Yeah. The last, like, 3 or 4 chapters, not... it, like, placed itself so much on, like... It was science fiction. It's a science fiction manga, but with the basis in so much science that as soon as it was like, oh, we found out what was doing all of this, and it's this, which I won't spoil entirely, that was a little crazy, and I didn't quite jive with that. But, 232 chapters, and I didn't like 4. That's pretty good. There's 228 chapters that I enjoyed. So I would say it's a good story. I like it. Likeable characters, believable story, weird ending, but not bad. Just like, oh, that came out of nowhere, but I can jive with it. That was it. That was what I was going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about Dr. Stone. You should read Dr. Stone or watch Dr. Stone. I believe it's in its 3rd season of anime, so I think it's airing right now. I think. That would make sense. It's interesting. Definitely worth a look, if nothing else, even if you decide you don't like it. That's it for me today. I just went to work, came back, talked about fucking weeb shit. Tomorrow is another double day. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that. Another double day. But it is the penultimate double day, so there's only one more after this, which is something I can look forward to. Yeah. I am hoping... I was thinking about this on the way home. I'm hoping that I can get enough work done on Sunday, on my day off, and Monday, so that on Tuesday, when the Xenoblade DLC comes out, I can justify playing that for a while. I've got stuff going on in the morning. I've actually got some uni work, which I have to attend. Like, I'm not going to be busting my balls, hauling my way all the way to uni next week for classes, because... like, man, I got shit to do, and I got, like, work to get to, and I'm tired. But I am going in on Tuesday because I have interesting things. Which, I don't know, we can talk about it. I have firearms training, which is not me learning how to use a gun. It's me learning how to, and becoming qualified in firearms, theatrical firearms, safety, and all of that. We'll talk about that next week, but that's happening on Tuesday, which is, it's exciting. Yeah. But now I'm going to go to bed, and tomorrow we'll, I don't know, explore what a double show day is like again. I'll see you tomorrow.